coming up here on ESPN3. The Valley on ESPN3. Missouri Valley Conference teams play here for women's soccer on ESPN3 between the Illinois State Redbirds and the Golden Eagles of Marquette. And welcome to the campus of Illinois State University. I'm Matt Rodewald alongside my broadcast partner, Zach Dietmeyer. Two teams that come into this one 0-2, anxious to get off the snide and get in the win column.
Tough start for both of these squads. Very tough matchups, however. Illinois State with two Big Ten foes, and Marquette on the road for its first two games against Nebraska and Kansas, just falling a little bit short. They're both looking to get in the offensive columns a little bit more here this evening.
Time now for the keys of the game, presented by Casey's General Store, and we start with Marquette, and the key for success for Marquette is turning a profit.
Morgan Profit, a great midfielder for this squad, for the Golden Eagles. Defensive player of the year in the preseason for the Big East. And it all starts in the back line with her. She's going to generate some of that senior leadership and hopefully for Marquette get them their first victory of the season.
Illinois State's given up 2 goals, both of them coming in the first half. Could see that again. And for the Redbirds, the keys for them, well, trying to slim down using the Kale diet.
Another senior leader for the Redbirds this time in Lauren Kale, the leading offensive player for Illinois State last season. Looking to get on the score sheet, she's already got 8 shots in the first 2 games, and it's all about controlling that tempo early on, as you mentioned, Matt. Quick goals early on for Illinois State, giving up so far this year. They're going to have to get things going earlier.
Zach's Keys of the Game are brought to you by Casey's General Store. Stop in today for Casey's Meal Deal and get a large single-topping pizza and order breadsticks and 10 wings for just $19.99. Casey's, famous for pizza. We've got soccer coming up for you. The Golden Eagles and the Redbirds. The starting lineups and the kickoff next here from Illinois State on ESPN3.
You've always wanted to make a difference, and you're always up for a challenge. You are a role model. You are creative. You are inspired by technology. You know that your passion is contagious. You are ready to make a commitment.
I'm watching the game.
Educator.
Okay.
And we are the College of Education.
Yes.
State your passion at Illinois State University.
Yes, I did too. Yes. Exciting.
The Ford Freedom Sales Event is on, and our biggest event of the year just got bigger.
That was Pat.
Just announced 0% on Ford F-Series, giving you freedom from interest. Plus, specially tagged pickups now get a 1,000 smart bonus. America's best-selling trucks 39 years straight are built Ford tough. Now get 0% financing for 72 months on Ford F-Series. Plus, specially tagged trucks get a 1,000 smart bonus cash.
Set to go here from Normal, the Golden Eagles and the Redbirds. Women's soccer action here. The first week still wrapping up of the non-conference slate. Both of these teams playing their 3rd game of the season. Take a look at the starting lineups. And first for Marquette, as you get a look up and down, and the keys for the Golden Eagles, some youth and a little experience. We talked about Morgan Profit. We also have not mentioned who we'll see coming off the bench, Darian Powell, who's trying to get back in the swing of things. And a couple of changes with Emily Hess also getting the start in this one, the freshman who's impressed so far for the Golden Eagles. She's been pretty good, and so we'll see a lot of her today. For Illinois State, the lineups for them, Haley Smith, the freshman goalkeeper, will get tested once again. This is a tough slate for a freshman goalkeeper right off the bat. We talked about Lauren Kale, but we've also been very impressed by Michaela Unger, the freshman from Fort Wayne, who has been the speedster for the Redbirds so far this season. We are set to go here, and of course, a reminder that your starting lineups are presented by Illinois Ford Stores. Visit your local FordStores.com to check out America's best-selling lineup of utility vehicles. Ford, go further. I'm Matt Rodewald. He's Zach Dietmeyer. We're here at the campus at Illinois State University. Lights just now starting to take effect. It's been a very sunny, hot, steamy afternoon here in Normal, and so maybe a bit of a breeze kind of helps all of us here, not only the players, but the fans and folks up here in the press box as we watch along as well.
Well, we'll see how that affects both these teams as the sun goes down. It's that time of year. It gets a little cool out there, a little dewy on the grass, and you've already seen a few slips for both the teams as they're just looking to get things underway.
Both these teams have played Sunday afternoon games, so they've seen the heat, the full force of it. And, midweek games a little bit tricky in terms of the academic schedule, but I think they'll appreciate it just being away from the sun, being able to use the night sky as a backdrop. So far, we mentioned controlling the tempo up and down a little bit here as both teams trying to figure out who's going to control what here in the midfield.
When we've talked about the slow starts for both of these teams, they both have freshman goalkeepers out there getting their first collegiate action in the early season, and both just looking to settle in and maybe help out their back defensive line here early on.
Marquette working left to right on your computer screen or on your phone. It'll be a throw in for Illinois State. They're in their white uniforms today. Last time they were here, they were in their blacks. And so they'll be with white kits with the red shorts, with the white socks, dark cleats, and a little red numbering and black trim. And for Marquette, the rugby style, rugby inspired kits, I should say, with the navy blue and the gold on the trim and the numbers. Blue socks as well as those dark shoes. Illinois State still trying to get their first offensive attack. Get a look there at Megan Kozlow, the sophomore from Geneva.
Seen it for both these teams here early on, just kind of feeling each other out as they set things up.
And the first touch back there for Maddie Henry, the 5'8" freshman goaltender from Omaha, Nebraska, the Millard North Star from a year ago. And when you're a goaltender at Marquette, you earn the job, you keep the job as long as you're good. You get a chance to stay there for quite some time.
It's a little bit of pressure for a young goaltender, but you know the expectations coming in, so that has to build some of that confidence, knowing it's your job, and maybe that takes some of the pressure off for her.
Fancy footwork there from Kelly Pistrowski. A lot of Illinois connections. We had the same thing a week ago with Wisconsin. A lot of Illinois players playing for the Badgers. Same thing here for the Golden Eagles. They have 12 Illinois players on their roster. So a lot, and we've talked about this at length in really all of the soccer broadcasts that we've done. These kids all know each other. They've all played against each other, whether it's club level, whether it's the high school level, and now you get to the college level, you're extending some of those personal rivalries that you've carried on for almost a decade in some cases.
And that changes things a little bit from where you maybe worry about some of these younger players. They're very familiar with the style of play and with the players themselves, and you see that they don't look that uncomfortable early on.
There's a freshman right there, Haley Vanderleest, getting the first start of the year for her. Marcus Routers really shuffling the lineup for Marquette coming into this one. Emily Hess getting the start today. Haley Vanderleest also getting the start. Carrie Madden as well. The redshirt sophomore from Deer Park in the northwestern suburbs, just down the road from Barrington. And so we will have our first chance at the corner here for Marquette. There's Marcus Routers, 20th year head coach, longtime head coach, one of the most successful Big East coaches since they joined the Big East back in 2005. A tough start this year, even though they have 93% of their scoring back in the lineup this year. Right through the net and all the way along the line and cleared away. And they blew the whistle and gave it a handball. So we're going the other way.
Well, if there was one notable area...
Oh, wait a minute. They saying that was in the net?
I guess they are saying that crossed the line. Just going to say that if there was one struggle early on, especially against Wisconsin, it was that the Redbirds struggled a little bit on those corner kicks defensively.
The look of disbelief for the Redbirds right now, trying to figure out what exactly happened. A week ago, a goal 2 minutes and 21 seconds in. This time, 5 minutes in. Let's see if we can get a look at it again. They cleared it away right at the angle, though.
Well, as we mentioned for Illinois State, that's a struggle that has happened. All three of the goals now they've conceded here in the early season have come in the first half, and this one, again, just 5 minutes into the contest, and the Redbirds are going to have to come from behind one more time.
Barely made the announcement as to who scored that goal, who they're crediting that to. See if we can figure it out for you as we continue on. Illinois State finds himself down 1-0 again for the third straight game, giving up yet another first-half goal. The one thing that I think if you talk about frustrations for the coaching staff, or for Eric Goals and company, these first-half goals, I mean, you got to be able to rebound from that. They haven't done that yet.
And they found their feet in the second half of both their games. This most recently at Illinois on Sunday actually outshot the Fighting Illini and outpossessed them in the second half of that contest. But you just can't put yourself in these early holes, especially, as we've mentioned, with that freshman goalkeeper and a lot of youth and inexperience overall in the lineups. Of course, they know each other quite well, but it's tough no matter what the level is to come from behind.
The lob in there, but they blew the whistle, and then they credit the goal again. Everybody stopped, and Illinois State gets their first goal of the season, and now it's Marquette asking what happened.
Boy, that was kind of a surreal call on that one, and I'm sure we'll see it here in a moment, but really the only players who didn't stop were the Redbirds on the back end of that play.
There was a whistle blown in there as the kick was being made, and now you get a look at the official running across the way. Our crew tonight: David Geyer, Ed McBride, and Chad Formia. Conversation is happening, and if they do credit the goal, and they're gonna go back to the other end. This is baffling. So they wave it off. Either an inadvertent whistle or something to that nature.
It almost looks like they're going to re-kick it.
Right back to the same spot. Megan Koslow will do the approach again, but takes away Kate Delfava's goal. And in beautiful execution. Try it again. Lob again. And a brilliant save there, that time from Maddie Henry. That's just a tough stretch for the Redbirds. A very strange 3 minutes.
A little demoralizing there, too. You think you got your first goal, and Delfava did exactly what you're taught to do. You keep playing, and just unfortunate there for Illinois State.
Redbirds recover. They can't get it to Unger. Right off the hand, but they let it go. Here's Koslow, work it back. So the Redbirds trying to be patient here. Have you ever seen anything like that in that kind of sequence in your life?
I really can't recall anything like that, and I don't know how you recover from that, as you just got to keep playing through it, I guess.
That one sent all the way through, and Henry will get it. So if you're just joining us, here's what you missed in the last 5 minutes. Marquette off a corner kick. They declared the ball over the line, even though it went all the way down the line. And they credited a goal to Marquette without real explanation for it. 2 minutes later, back the other way, a free kick for the Redbirds. And it looked like the header off the execution was perfect, but an inadvertent whistle. They gave them the goal, then changed their mind, and here we are. It's still 1-0 as Marquette holds on to this lead.
Oh, I didn't check my emails today.
A little bit of promise there for the Redbirds, however. They were able to generate a little bit of an offensive attack, and again, coming from behind here very early on in this contest, and they're going to have to find a way to continue to battle defensively, as you see on this sequence.
Got a grab there for Haley Smith. She walks it out. Smart veteran move on her part. Let's settle in here and let's relax. Push ahead. Marquette has some athleticism, but it looks like Illinois State has enough to keep up with the Golden Eagles, and there's a whistle. See Kale there active early, which is a good sign.
They're going to get another opportunity here, and trying to determine some sort of official
explanation for it?
Explanation and goal.
We still don't really
sequence.
have we still don't have the official credit on the Marquette goal from 5 minutes ago. Sure, we'll get it here shortly. High kick right to the back to the corner. Good idea.
Unofficially, it's Emily Hess being credited with that goal for the Golden Eagles.
Freshman from Batavia, so she gets on the board for the first time in her college career. Marquette will push again. Here's Hess on the left side. Try to go up ahead to Pfeiffer, and it was booted away. There's Molly Pfeiffer, the redshirt junior from Barrington. You look at Kelly Zicker as well. A whistle, and we're going the other way.
Well, as we mentioned,
How about an eventful 10 minutes to start this one?
it's entertaining, to
Yeah.
say the least.
Yeah.
But as we heard, Hess